Hey gang, welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. Today's video is part 52 in the Cobra Jet series, also known as Slither. Now those of you that have followed along, you already know the history of this car, but basically I started with a very rusty 69 Cobra Jet and I rebuilt that whole car. I'm in the process now of getting it ready for primer and paint, and in the previous video I demonstrated block sanding, body filler, how to use dry guide coat, and get the shape of the roof correct. And now what I want to do is get epoxy primer on the car. Unfortunately, we are about to have some really bad weather come through, and it's supposed to last for the next 3 days. So I'm going to try to see what I can get done. I do plan to mask the car, get the epoxy on the main shell of the body as well, and see if I can't spray maybe the doors or the hood or something along those lines in the process. I want to try to get at least some of it covered up with the epoxy. I'm not too worried about the weather causing problems, but I do know that with severe weather we could be at risk with who knows what. I mean, there could be tornadoes, I don't know, but I'm going to try to see what I get done prior to that. So let me show you where I'm at. So I have prep work done on the hood. I have put a little bit of filler up here on this side where there was a small dent, and the front edge had some damage as well. So I've cleaned all that up. Nothing that I could really pull out. It already had been kind of addressed that way. So it has filler up here at the front. Both the doors, of course, have been stripped of the coating that was on them from dynacorn, and basically these are ready to be sprayed. Here's the other door, again, as I said, ready to be sprayed. And of course the car, which I've already done, the bodywork on the A-pillars and on the roof to the quarter overlap. All this has been sanded. I've blown out the car several times, and now what I need to do is, one, remove the deck lid so that I can mask it off in that opening, and then mask off everything on this car so that I don't get overspray on the oxide red on the interior. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to see what I can get done. Probably all of that is going to be in time lapse, but that's how it works. So I'm masking off everything, trying to make sure it's ready to go. And you start with areas like the vents, these vent openings. So I mask those up, and you have to, you can reach inside the car and get your hand up behind there and block off any of that. So basically, if you can see light coming through, it's probably going to get overspray into that area. And then I went to the back of the vehicle and I started masking off the taillight openings and the side marker lights. And that took a little bit of time, and of course it takes tape. Mask that up. I did the trunk latch and the fuel tube hole in the back of the tail panel. Took care of that, and the other side marker light and tail light as well. Then I moved on and I taped off the inside of the bottom of the trunk. So where the gas tank sits, that's masked off. And then I masked off the trunk opening. And you'll see that I used the wide 1.5" masking tape, and I applied it to the back side of the flange opening. And then I can take the tape, the regular paper, and just stick it to that tape face. So I took care of that, and then I moved on and did the back glass and got that all masked off, so that's ready to go. And then from there I went to the wheel wells. So in this instance, I also, as I did with the back glass, I put the tape backwards and I put it on the inside flange, masked that off, so I have both of those done. Alright, now I'm continuing to move forward and address some things. One other thing I need to do, and I didn't think about this until I started doing the prep work, is on these rocker panels. I had sprayed the red on the bottom of the car and basically just got overspray on the rocker panels, which isn't a bad thing. It doesn't hurt anything except for it adds texture. So I took the DA sander with 180 grit and I went back over the rocker panels, mainly the face of the rocker panels. And of course I scuffed all the inside as well, because I'll be masking off the whole door opening on both sides. And also I'm going to mask the front section with plastic. So that'll involve probably coming off of this flange, because I want to get some black on this seam sealer. So I'll probably use this face of this flange and come up and around the fender mounts, because I don't have anything on the welds that I used when I put this on. So I'll scuff that up as well, or clean that completely off, and then mask that area, tape the inside of this A-pillar, and then I'll mask off, of course, the windshield and everything else. So that's as far as I got on this day. The storm has been hitting us off and on. We've been getting rain, and we don't know what to expect here in the next couple hours. So that's where I'm going to stop for today. So I got most of the masking done. As you can see in the video, I went around and I did like the A-pillar, taped that off, and then I taped off the windshield, and then I taped off the door openings on the side. That took a little more effort to try to get the shape right on the paper. And I'll point out that the white paper was something I bought, I think, off of Amazon, and I'm not really happy with it. It's a little thinner than the greenish paper that I've been using. So I'm going to use it, but it feels really light. And then I also masked off the front of the car. I used the plastic that I normally use and wrapped it around the front. And then, of course, I went and masked the underside of the rocker panels, and then I did the back of the car as well. And I got the paper down, hanging down below the tail end of the car. Now, I'm going to try to get this sprayed today, at least get the epoxy on it. And then what I want to do is come back maybe tomorrow, depending on what the weather's doing, and try to spray some high build on it. Of course, you may be able to hear the rain coming down. We have that storm coming through. It's not here yet, but it's hitting Florida and working its way up. So I will wipe the car down with wax and grease remover and start mixing up my epoxy. I should also point out that the booth is not completely, totally dust free. I did blow it out before I started. I've blown it out several times in between. And in this case, I don't need it to be spotless, because this is just the primers, and if I get a little bit of dust in there, it's not going to make much difference. Now I'll also probably at least spray both the doors, and I don't know if I can get anything else in here at the time, but that's the goal, is to get the epoxy on the main body. Okay, my bench is a mess, I know. I've got body fillers up here, I've got paint products, I've got paper towels, I've got paddles. I also have this gun that I'm going to be spraying with. This is the Master HP Pro Series. I bought this, I don't know, a year or so ago? 2 years ago? I don't remember now. And this shoots 1.4 or 1.3, two different tips. I've used this and I like it a lot, so I'm going to shoot with 1.4. This epoxy is some that Charles had bought, EPX 908, and it comes with the EPX 901 hardener. So 2 parts, mixes 1-to-1. I will be putting my respirator on for this. So I'm going to mix up in the PPS style cups, 3M, and spray out the car. Now I'm only going to mix 1 container of this at a time. I'm going to see how far it'll go. And I've got these cups that I've had for quite some time, so I'll be using those. Always make sure that you have a liner in your cup. So again, I'll mix this up, and then we'll start spraying. We're gonna have to mix up more. Not surprised though. But I can get at least the bulk of it. The main areas like the rocker's covered, and the A-frame or the A-pillar openings. Connection's acting weird. There's some play in it for some reason. That's weird. Yay! Not much left. That's okay. I mean, there's just almost nothing left in this cup. There it goes. Okay. We'll get some more mixed up here. I don't know what's going on with this. Acting weird. Well, you know, I've only had this happen like once before where the tape let loose. It's my fault. I shouldn't trust it to stay that long. But now I made a Rorschach test, so you got to tell me what you see, and it will determine your sanity, okay? Got an idea? Yeah, the chemical in the epoxy probably made the tape separate. Normally I wouldn't do it like that. I wouldn't let it sit, and I took a chance, and that's why you don't take chances like that. You fix up the tape the way it's supposed to be and come back and redo it if need be. So note to self, everybody out there watching, I do make mistakes too. I know I'm mixing up more than I need. That's okay. It's supposed to stay in the it says it'll stay in this container for up to 3 days, which I doubt, but maybe I can get the hood sprayed or something with the leftover. I just don't have room in there right now, so I'll mix this up and we'll finish spraying that, and then consider whether I can do the hood tomorrow or something. I want a stool. That's it. Well, I managed to get the epoxy on the main body, the front doors, and the hood. Now, I still have to do work on the underside of this hood, but I did not want it sitting around in bare metal anymore, so I went ahead and sprayed it. Also, I sprayed the door hinges. As you know, I've done some repair work on those. There was some rust and I welded it up, but I think it's looking pretty darn good. Everything laid out. Of course, it is epoxy, you know, it's not going to be super shiny at this point, but there's no major flaws that I'm seeing. And of course, this is where I did the camera won't focus now because it doesn't have enough. There you go. This is, you know, where I did the repair work or the filler work on the roof line. And back here, of course, tail panel. It's all looking really good. There's still a lot to do. You know, I'll probably scuff this and spray it with high build before I do anything else. I may still try to do the drip rail sealer, but I don't know yet. Let me think about that. But at this point, I'm just very happy to have it all in epoxy. That takes the stress off. And the doors are sitting up in the front section of the main garage right now. They're out of the way. But yeah, very happy with this. So what does that mean? Well, it means I'm moving on to more primer. Now, of course, I still have to do the fenders, the deck lid, the side pieces, you know, the vent filler pieces, the quarter extensions, the headlight or the fender extensions for the headlights go, the valance panels, the rock guard. You know, there's still a lot to do, but I'm very happy to have this much done. This really makes me feel really good just to see it in one color. You know, bare metal is fantastic, but it needs to have primer on it. So like I said, I'll probably do the high build while it's here because I have 4 days to add more to this epoxy. So I may just go ahead and just spray it. So that's going to be it for this video. You know, it's been fantastic. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my patrons who continue to support me. As you know, I have a Patreon account, and they help me continue to make these videos, and I appreciate them so much. If you're interested in any of the products that I have demonstrated, there's a link in the description below with Amazon links and also the Patreon account. So if you're interested, take a look at that as well. But that'll be it for this video, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.